Largy open for a 3-ball, and he rattled that one home. Dan Largy. And now a nice steal by Ryan Roach. One-on-one with Jacobs, steps through and scores.
This play by Ryan Roach, the old double scoop as he going through the lane.
Brandon Twitty, Owen Chose. Largy, Chose left wide open. He's a three-point shooter.
Selection by Twitty. That's a part of your defense. It's so important.
Twitty throws in a 3-ball. He caught it from deep in the left corner. Timeout pace. Now Chose for Roach driving and scores. Wow, what a great crossover on the baseline by Roach. Roach trying to lose Smith. Now Twitty. Got it back outside. Largy with his fourth 3-ball of the first half. Point now for Graves all the way through. It scores.
This game, Stark's going to continue to work hard.
Chose feeling it. The freshman now with 14 points. Roach got it to Brandon Twitty, and he knocks down a 3-ball. Back down inside Baroa for 2, and the foul. Joel Baroa with his first bucket of the second half, and another double-digit win. Final score, Stonehill 67, and pace 52. Oh, and you had to work it.
Felt pretty good.
It looked really good. That was a career high for you.
Yep.
You are certainly known for your 3-ball, but you guys played some great defense last couple of games.
Yeah, you know, that's been a really big emphasis in practice for us. You know, what can we do on the defensive end? You know, it helps us win games. So defense was championships, and that's what we have to do.
What was the difference? December, you guys went 5-0. You kind of stumbled a little bit in January, but now you've won 3 out of 4. What's changed?
I think just the intensity we've brought every day in practice. You know, in December we were getting after it every day. Then we kind of had a lull there for a couple weeks, but I think we really picked it up in practice, and I think it's just shown here out on the court.
They talk about the freshmen hitting the wall. Have you had any wall hit you yet as far as the length of the season, the difference from last year?
I mean, honestly, I'm trying to work as hard as I can every single day. And, you know, yeah, I've had struggles at times, but, you know, coaches and my teammates support me, and, you know, I've been able to get through them all.
How far is Eden Prairie from the Super Bowl?
Probably about 15, 20 minutes.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, not far at all.
Any family friends going to the Super Bowl?
Not that I know of, but, you know, it's a pretty big deal for the hometown to have that.
That's right. It's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Let's just hope the weather holds out.
Seriously.
All right,
Yeah.
congratulations.
All right,
well
sir.
done.
Appreciate
Thanks.
it.
All right, Owen.
Shooting the ball when you can make shots really helps, obviously. And 16 made threes is fantastic. That's a lot of threes that go down. That was great. I mean, we 18 assists. You know, I think it's a big part of it. And we talk a lot just shot selection and just trying to teach the difference of a good or an okay shot versus a great shot. And when we take that really into account and really understand that principle of just an extra pass or collapsing the defense to find an open guy versus just an okay shot that you can probably get at any point or when you want, just a little bit more just team play, unselfishness, and guys just really trying to understand that we're capable of doing stuff like this. So that was great. I mean, it's, you know, knocking down that many shots and that many threes is really good. So that was great to see, and great to see a lot of really good ball movement offensively. Yeah, I was a little frustrated at times where you're in control of the game, you know, and we've been in this point. We were in this point the other day against New Haven, you know, at the break, where today we're up 17 at the half, and we talked again. We reiterated, hey, let's learn from the other day where we were up 12 at the break. It was cut to 4 just based on us not being consistent with how we were playing on both ends of the floor. We talked about that. We talked about, you know, just staying with all of our principles and our scout and just our keys, both offensively, defensively. And to start the second half, we had 5 turnovers, I think, in our first 6 or 7 possessions. And we again came out with just, I don't know, a little lack of focus, a little bit playing, looking at the scoreboard. We were up big, and they quickly cut it to 11 in the first 5 minutes, you know. And then we called timeout. We got going again and challenged the group to just understand what was going on and regroup, refocus, and we put it back up to 17, 18, or 19, whatever it was. And then it crept in again. It was back down to 9, I think, with 4 minutes to play. And obviously we won by 15. But it's a great win. You know, you're obviously really excited to win, and winning is something you can never take for granted. It's so hard to get any game, but there's definitely, to your point, you know, a lot to learn from this game, and I hope our group learns it for this year. I hope our younger guys understand the principle of just what this game kind of entailed and what this means with us learning and growing and developing as a team moving forward. That you've got to play for 40 minutes, and if you want to be in the mix and you want to be amongst the better teams in the league, region, country, you've got to do it all the time, no matter what. When you're up, when you're down, when you're tied, you've got to play for 40 minutes, and you got to treat each and every possession like it's the last. And that's something that we're trying to get to. We're still trying to grow to that point and still trying to reach that spot of being able to do it all the time. If we can, I think we're capable of obviously being able to shoot the ball like we did. You know, if we do that again, we're capable of playing some really good basketball and probably beating a lot of teams. But we're still trying to figure that out a little bit, and hopefully we'll be able to here pretty soon. To hold those guys to 52 points, and I mean, they obviously had a tough night shooting the basketball, but I think a part of it was just our defense, where we came out really focused, especially in the first half there, to really dig in defensively, and I thought we did a great job just pressuring the basketball and just eliminating a lot of driving lanes and forcing them into some tough situations at the hands of obviously 19 turnovers on their part. But again, in the second half, it went away a little bit at times in spurts where that's on us to be consistent and stay consistent, which is tough to do, obviously, but that's the challenge. That's what we're trying to push them towards. And I know our guys want to get to that point, but they just got to really understand and dig in and do it for 40 minutes. But still, though, you know, with 39% shooting, 52 points, if we can do that night in and night out, we'll obviously take that no matter what. Owen Chose had a really good night shooting the basketball, and it's something that he's capable of doing. You know, he's gaining more and more confidence and just really understanding just more of his game and where shots can come from, but also that difference of good versus great shots type thing. And he can really shoot it. And he's got, I mean, from us, we tell him, like, when you're open, shoot the basketball. And he's starting to learn when he's open versus just, you know, just still being able to take some tougher ones, things that, as we said earlier, he could probably get at any point. So that was great to see. You know, he gave us a huge lift, and we needed that absolutely today, especially with KJ out. Owen, he was really good offensively and did a great job spacing the floor for us, which allowed just a lot of just guys to penetrate and get in the lane and make some decisions and plays there. But that was great to see from Owen, and we absolutely need him to hopefully do that again. And but he's capable of doing that. That's the neat thing. He's got a bright future, and we're really excited about Owen's future and potential here. So that was fantastic to see from him. It's starting to come a little bit for Danny again. I mean, he made 5 threes tonight. I think he had 6 the other night. But he's starting to get back in rhythm here and starting the basketball. I mean, I think it's, you know, you got a guy like Owen and Dan and Will and Brandon. Like when we all share the basketball like we're capable of. I mean, the hands of 18 assists. We've got enough shooters on the floor to space it. And it's just a matter of guys really understanding that good versus great. And we did that for a good amount of the game today. And obviously, Danny, the ball finds a lot of our guys, but especially him, in really good spacing and really good situations. And he's got a ton of confidence, obviously. We've got a lot of confidence in him shooting the basketball. So that was great. You know, it was really good to see, and glad he's got things going. He's got his confidence back shooting the basketball, which is only going to help us. You know, Will, like, he hasn't just, I mean, percentages-wise lately, hasn't been, you know, as just in the higher percentages he was earlier on. But I think he's also getting some more of defensive game planning towards him, you know, because he came out really strong. He's been extremely consistent for us this year. But 8 rebounds, and we did challenge him. I know he was in some film the other day. I think he only had one rebound the other night to 8. And this is back. He's been our leading rebounder this season, and you know, just to see him on the glass and his ability, I mean, to move the basketball and just how skilled he is. You know, he 10 points, 8 assists, 6 assists. There's 10.8 rebounds, 6 assists is just a complete all-around game. You know, and he's absolutely capable of putting up big numbers offensively with his scoring, and that's going to come. That's just, you know, once that ball falls for him. He's as good as anyone around with how skilled and how talented he is and how well he shoots it. But to see him, you know, to do the other phases of the game, which he's been doing fairly consistently this year, that's fantastic. Winning 2 in a row here, I hope our guys are confident. And obviously we've had, you know, just up and down a little bit through January. But heading down here on the road to Adelphi, a really good, really tough team that can really score it. We've got to be ready to play for 40 minutes. I think just I don't think we've played well on the road this year, which is good, which is really good to see. So I'm sure we'll have, our confidence will be there, but it's just going to come down to our guys' willingness to play for 40 minutes, compete, put the energy, put the communication, put the details in that needs to be done to win anywhere, let alone on the road in a tough place and against a really good team. So we'll be excited to get down there and play. Another really tough challenge for us. They put up a lot of points on us last season. And hopefully we can do a better job defending them here on Saturday. But it's a lot of it's just right now just our guys continuing to understand and play with that sense of urgency, play with effort, play with intensity, and just continue to share the basketball offensively. So I hope we can keep it up and continue doing it and put together a good 40-minute game on Saturday.